Hey guys, it's Val. Today I just wanted to have a conversation, or I guess talk to you guys a little bit with the hope that you'll leave some comments or send me some text messages or however you want to communicate with how this resonates with you and with what type of adult you think you are and how that impacts the youth that you encounter. But I want to talk a little bit about the adults who influence who I am today. I'm not going to dwell on the negative, but I do want to talk about some of the positive adult figures that I've had along the way, including as an adult. I'm still having some adults who are mentors and things of the sort. So, of course, starting from birth, my parents were primary influencers. They were pastors growing up, so there was a lot of principles, morals, and values that I've learned from them that haven't gone anywhere. They also taught me how to give back to communities and how to be a servant. My mom and dad, right now, while everybody's shelter in place, while everybody else is quarantining and staying safe, my mom and dad are sacrificing themselves to do food pantries in Pennsylvania, and my mom is making masks all day and night. So the fact that they are serving and that I grew up in that environment, I think heavily influences the fact that I don't want to do anything other than give back to people. If I step outside of my upbringing and think more of the external factors that have influenced who I am today, I think back to one of my good friends from childhood, their mom. Every time I used to make a mistake, which I made a lot of them growing up, and I still make some today, when other adults used to say like, oh, well, I told you, you should have did this, or you should have did that, and that's why this happened, or whatever, but there shoulda, woulda, coulda, and I told you so. My friend's mom always used to say, okay, so what now? Like, what are you going to do about it? She kind of taught me, not in herself, but she helped teach me how to be solutions focused and how to, okay, things are going to happen in life, or you're going to make mistakes or decisions that don't lead to outcomes that you desire, but what are you going to do to fix it, or what are you going to do about it? So I think that was something that contributed to my ability to be able to problem solve and to be able to be patient with children as they're learning how to problem solve and making their mistakes too. A lot of the things that you do, it's just a curiosity gone wrong, as we would say, but it's a curiosity that a lot of us have experienced as well, and we can't like take their whole childhood experience away from them. So instead, allow them to embrace that journey, and learn from their experiences, and not learn because you're telling them, and not learn because you're teaching them, but learn because they're teaching themselves, and you're helping to facilitate that. Another adult who influenced me was one of my ELA teachers. I always loved writing. This ELA teacher was particularly tough with me. I used to like to wear my coat. I was a tomboy growing up, so my parents were pastors. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but my mom used to want me to dress up, so I would have to dress up sometimes for school, but I would try to wear my jacket so I could still look as tough as possible. And this teacher wanted me to take off my jacket, so I'm not taking off my jacket. She thinks I'm being defiant. She's like, well, if you're going to take off your jacket, you better be the best writer in here. And lo and behold, I was a pretty damn good writer. So when she made us all come up and read our poetry, or read whatever we chose to write, which mine was poetry, at that point in time, I think I was in 6th grade, but somewhere between like 5th and 7th. But when I read mine, she clapped. And even though I was this child who was going back and forth with her about wearing a freaking jacket, which to me was immature of her, but also immature of me, she acknowledged the fact that there was something that I did that I excelled in, even though there was something that I did that she wasn't happy with. So a lot of times as adults, or when I was growing up, there was a lot of adults who would get fixed on the things that I was doing wrong, that they weren't even able to acknowledge the little things that I did right. So the adults who were in my life that were able to acknowledge both were adults that definitely impacted my ability to do the same for kids who are growing up that I encountered. So I guess when I really look back and think about what was important that I received from adults growing up, it was the unconditional love, forgiveness, patience, and the ability to experience. I couldn't do rigid growing up, so I don't give rigid to my kids. I also couldn't do way too flexible because I would be way too out of control. So I don't do that either. But just having that openness to meet kids where they are was something that helped me become the adult that I am now. And I could say I'm doing pretty well. So as you guys live your day to day, whether you work with kids or not, you encounter kids, whether it's on a bus, whether it's in line at a shopping store, or just wherever. You got nephews, nieces, grandkids, your own kids. A lot of you guys are at home right now with your kids thinking they're driving you crazy, and you're upset at all the educators and the teachers who are getting paid and not going to work, even though we're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. But I mean, be patient and allow them to experience what they need to experience to learn the lessons that they need to learn. Have conversations, and conversations go two ways. Really allow them to marinate on why they're doing the things that they're doing and what things they can be doing about it, not just to prevent it, but after it already happened, how can we fix it? Yeah, that's all I got for today. Again, if you haven't checked out some of the other videos, I think there's 1 or 2 up right now, but I plan on uploading a lot more. Also, Cycle has a book. You can find that on Amazon. You can also find that on the website, www.lowtoncyclenation.com. If this is on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, Lowton Cycle Nation. If this is on Instagram, check us out on Facebook, Lowton Cycle Nation. I'm trying to get Twitter off the ground, but Twitter is a headache, to be honest, so I'm working on that, but it's slow progression. But yeah, just stay tuned for more. Please leave some comments, send me a text message, inbox, or however you choose to communicate. But who are some adults that influence you and why? See you soon.